Yo, what's going on, y'all? 805 Just here, the real Capri Sun, Mr. Cranberry Funk. Still have all my wisdom teeth. Never had any of them pulled. Don't need to. Don't plan on having them pulled. It's good to be here, y'all. Shout out to all my West Coasters, everybody within the 805, everybody along the coast, touching the Pacific Ocean, everybody in the tri-counties. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, let's just get right into it. Now, some of y'all, if you care at all, you may not care, but if you do, by chance, you may have been wondering where I've been. It's been a couple days, it's been a few days, over a week actually, I think. Excuse me, since my last video. A lot has transpired, a lot has happened, a lot has gone on, and I'm going to give you all the lowdown. I'm going to give you all the scoop. My voice is a little jacked right now. I'll explain why. I just popped a fresh Capri Sun, so hopefully that'll help me sound crystal clear throughout the video. But let me just tell y'all what happened. So last week, left for Florida on vacation. Right, went with the fam, wife, daughter Jazzy. You know what I'm saying. Hopped on a flight, went down to Florida, a little family vacation. Went to go see some family, have a good time, and enjoy ourselves, right? Now, me, even in my old age, in my 30s, I'd never been to Florida. This is my first time, actually. Never really had a reason to go, Yeah, didn't have much family out there, so just never had a reason. Y'all know me, I'm from the 805. I'm from Ventura, California. We got the best. I'm biased, of course, but I think we got the best beach in the whole world, right? Now, maybe I still got some more traveling to do, and that may be true, but I'm biased. Ventura County, best beaches on the West Coast. I know a lot of people like the more touristy, you know, visitors guide type beaches like Santa Monica and Venice Beach and, all that stuff when it comes to California, Santa Barbara. But for me, if you've never been, Ventura and Oxnard got some of the most quiet beaches you'll ever visit or go to. Just nice and quiet, residential. You can get something to eat and just hang out all day on the beach and not feel like, it's extremely busy and a bunch of, tourists everywhere for the whole time you're there. So went out to Florida, right, for about a week. It was the first time going there. Got to see some new things. Got to have Publix for the first time. That was fire. Got to experience the weather, the humidity, Florida sun, and we had a great time. Family time is the most important to me, at least. Outside of any other priorities. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Outside of being somewhere I'd never been before, never really had a reason to go to. The family part, being with family members, cousins, in-laws, and all that was the best part that I enjoyed the most. I'm big on family, and spending quality time like that. Here's the downside. Here's where things got a little crazy. Here's where things took a turn. And I had to put my happy face on. You know what I'm saying? Had to stay positive. Had to stay what's the word? Optimistic, because things definitely weren't going my way. They weren't going our way at all. And you just gotta, hey, that's life. You know what I'm saying? So here's what happened. We get ready to leave Florida over the weekend. We fly out of Florida, and we land in Dallas, right? Planning to fly from Dallas back out here, back to California. Plan got derailed, okay? Plans got stomped on. Plans got ran over by a Mack truck. The plans didn't happen as we originally were hoping. So when we get to Dallas, when we land, actually, it's sprinkling. It's raining a little bit. And as we're walking through the airport, we're seeing lightning, outside through the airport windows. That's not good. That's never a good sign when you're traveling. And sure enough, our flight, back to California from Dallas, Texas, DFW airport, it was delayed. Okay. At that time, I'm still optimistic, thinking, all right, I've had delays before with flights, it'll be delayed and then we'll be able to fly out. I was wrong. Flight was delayed and then canceled. All right. So my genius of a wife, because she is so smart, what I'm saying, got her degree and all that good stuff, gets us another flight. All right. Another flight. It's cool. We good now. Got another flight. We'll be out of here in no time. No worries. But then that flight gets delayed. Not a good sign. Not a good sign, because we already had a flight delayed and that one got canceled. Is this flight going to get delayed and canceled as well? You guessed it. That flight goes from being delayed to canceled. So that's two flights back to back that were not only delayed, but eventually became canceled. All right. So now things are not going the way we hoped. Things are starting to look a little sketchy, right? So now you got to get in that long line. I'm not going to say the airline, because you never know. They might want to sponsor 805 Just one day. And, it's not their fault. I'm not blaming, anybody that was working for this airline. It was the weather. I don't know what's going on with Dallas. Anybody from Texas, maybe you can explain to me. Y'all had like thunderstorms and rain and then had a tornado warning. Like, is that normal for Dallas? Is that something that y'all deal with on a regular basis? Man, I have never heard of that. But anyway, that's what was going on. And they basically canceled all flights from Dallas to California. Now they canceled flights from Dallas to other places too, but we weren't going other places. We're trying to get to California. We're trying to get back home. So California was my main concern as I'm standing in this long line, because you got to get up to the line and they got to find you, a new flight, and you got to find out where your luggage is going and all this. Mind you, at this point it's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 at night, 11 at night or something like that. So it was getting close to midnight. I'm in line and people are frustrated and upset, cussing, having breakdowns and all that type of stuff. And I hear one of the airline associates or employees at the front desk telling somebody, there's nothing to California tonight. This was on a Sunday, by the way, just to give you, was it Sunday? No, Monday, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Monday. Yeah. No, this was Sunday. I'm sorry. This was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I hear the airline employee telling somebody there are no flights to California. And the customer that was ahead of me, because they're trying to get back home too, I'm assuming, is saying, okay, what about, they're basically listing all of the, popular airports in California, or airports that you could even get into and drive home from. So they're saying, okay, what about Burbank? Okay, what about LAX? What about Santa Barbara? Okay, what about San Francisco? What about Fresno? Like all of these airports that, some of them may not even be near you, but if you could at least fly into one of these cities, you could drive home from there and be home, that same day or same night. And the airline employee and associate is saying, nah, there's nothing. So I'm like, man. But thank God for my wife, man, because she texted me while I'm in line saying she was able to get us a flight from Dallas to Vegas. And I'm like, okay. I'm grateful. Of course I'm grateful. No complaints, nothing like that. In my mind, I'm just thinking, okay, am I going to have to drive from Vegas, though? Drive from Vegas home to California, Southern California? Like, am I going to have to do that? And the only other option really was, we fly to Vegas, we get a hotel, and then we either fly, the next morning home or, or drive home the next day from Vegas. So thankfully that flight, did not get delayed. Well, it might have got delayed, but it didn't get canceled. So we end up leaving Dallas at like 1 a.m., something like that, 1:30 a.m., something like that in the morning, the next day now, because, we passed midnight. We're now into the next day. And like I said before, they only had flights out of Dallas to California on Tuesday. Today's Tuesday now. So hopefully that gives y'all some perspective. Today is Tuesday. Thankfully, we got home yesterday because we continued with the plan I mentioned. We flew out of Dallas. We got to Vegas at sometime after 2 a.m. in the morning. It might have been like 2:30 a.m., 2:45, something like that. Mind you, we got Jazzy, what I'm saying? We got our 1-year-old with us. So traveling with a 1-year-old who, needs her milk, needs her sleep, diaper bag, all that stuff, stroller. I think y'all feel where I'm coming from. Y'all could understand my experience. We get to Vegas, go through their airport. I'm going to be real. And this is no hate to, any of my Vegas viewers and listeners, shout out to y'all. Man, y'all got a nasty airport. I'm going to be real. I'm not a fan. Even though, the majority of, the negative experience and the travel nightmare was in Dallas, that Vegas airport is nasty. Just smells like straight cigarettes and sweat. Not a fan of the Las Vegas airport, but shout out to anybody that, supports that's from Vegas. And there's no hate, no diss, just y'all airport stinks. It's nasty, okay? We finally get the rental car, what I'm saying, get a little SUV. And whole time I'm really weighing in my mind, like, man, should we just go get a hotel for the night and crash? Because by now it's like 3 a.m. It's going on 4 a.m., something like that, right? It's still dark outside, but it's early in the morning, Monday morning. And my whole thing is, bruh, I'm not trying to not get home until Tuesday. Like, I want to go home and be it. And, this might have been me, having wishful thinking, but in my mind, I'm like, I want to go home and be in my bed. Like, I want to use my shower. Like, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sleep in a hotel. I don't want to have to book a hotel. I don't want to do that. And I've been awake pretty much this whole time. So I'm like, bruh, as long as I'm good staying awake and, if I need to get a little something for energy, you know what I mean? A little, Mountain Dew action or something like that with some caffeine, I'm straight. My voice is jacked. Y'all hear it? And sure enough, that's what we did, man. We got the rental car, of course, sent up some prayers and got right on the road, bruh. We got right on the road through the desert. Felt like I was driving in Mars or something. Drove from Vegas all the way to California, all the way home. I think it was like 4.5 hours, something like that. With traffic, it probably would have came to 5 hours, but I think it was about 4.5 hours, something like that. Made it home safely though. Thank God. Thank the Lord for that. No accidents, no tickets. Very grateful for that. Didn't get, no speeding tickets, nothing weird like that. You know what I'm saying? Came home, put the daughter to sleep, got showered up, and we went to sleep, man, and it was a wrap. So it's been already had, like the week-long vacation, which was, great time with family and all that, but then had a long travel experience, being awake a long time and, sitting in the airport. My wife told me we were in the airport for 8 hours, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. So in Dallas. But hey, man, shout out to the nice flight attendants. We had a black pilot, I think maybe flying into Dallas or flying out of Dallas. I don't remember which flight it was. One of those flights who had a black pilot. So shout out to the OG. He did a great job, and it's great to see the representation. But I'm home now, and I had to throw up this video just to explain the circumstances. We back, to dropping videos this week. We'll be talking NBA playoffs. We got the Eastern Conference Finals happening. Those start tomorrow on Wednesday, I believe. Tonight, Western Conference Finals, Minnesota Timberwolves and OKC. Yep, so that'll be cool. WNBA season started over the weekend. Y'all know me. I'm going to be showing love to my LA Sparks. And yeah, whatever comes up, I'll do my best to talk about it. But I appreciate y'all. And it's just good to be home, man. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to fly nowhere. I don't want to do any road trips. I want my voice to get back to normal. And I believe it will. But thank y'all. And as always, peace, peace.